Hi students, this is Radha Srinivas and I'm here to discuss grade 10, chapter 2 of economics, sectors of the Indian economy. So here we go. Let us discuss three topics today. That is, what do you mean by economy, sectors of economic activities, and comparing the three sectors. So, what is the meaning of economy? Economy is a system of making money by producing and distribution of goods and services. Producers make money by producing goods and services by using basic factors of production like a land, labor, and capital. So system of making wealth is known as economy. So let us understand even the terms economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activity is an activity which is taken up to gain or to earn money. So I work in a school to earn income, to earn money. Or suppose I grow crops to sell it in the market. So what I want to do it, I want to gain profit from selling the crops. So it comes under the economic activity, whereabout if I grow crops only for self-consumption, then it comes under the non-economic activities. So what all activities are taken up for to earn money will come under economic activities, and non-economic activities are such activities which are done for the pleasure or for self-satisfaction. We have a person, Sonu Sood, who is working for underprivileged, who is serving underprivileged, is helping the needy. So his activity comes under the non-economic activity because he's not expecting or obtaining any kind of economic gain from it. So let us now understand the three sectors of economic activity. They are primary, secondary, and tertiary. First sector of economic activity, that is primary sector. So in this sector, producers use natural resources to produce goods. For example, to grow crops, we need soil, sunshine, rainfall, and climate. Animal husbandry also comes under primary sector as we depend on the biological process of animals. Extracting minerals, that is a mining. Mining also comes under primary sector as we exploit the nature and we extract minerals which are natural resources. So fishing, mining, animal husbandry, dairy, agriculture comes under primary sector. Why it is called as a primary sector? Because it forms the base of all other goods which we subsequently make. Secondary sector. In secondary sector, producers take natural products and convert into other forms of goods like sugar cane. We make sugar from a sugar cane. We make paper from a wood pulp. So manufacturing is essential in secondary sector, whether it takes place at home, workshop, factory, or industry. So manufacturing activity is associated with the industries. So we call this sector as industrial sector 2. So all the industries will come under the secondary sector. Next, the third one is tertiary sector. It is different from the other two sectors, like a primary and a secondary, as tertiary sector is a support to the primary and a secondary. It is used for the development of primary and a secondary sector. Goods which are produced in a primary and a secondary sector needs to be transported to the market areas. It needs marketing, and sometimes we need even fund to produce goods. So banking, insurance, we can say that transportation, all these communication comes under service sector. So they provide services rather than goods. There are other aspects like a tourism, hotels also comes under service sector. So even individuals service it, like a doctor, lawyer. Of course, they do not directly connected to the production activity, but they provide service. So all these, like a doctor, lawyer, teacher, even an accountant, comes under the service sector. These sectors are, all the three sectors are interdependent. But how do we know that which sector needs attention and which sector is doing well? How do we compare these three sectors? How to count the various goods and services? So it is impossible to count the number of goods produced in each sector. So what does economists suggest? That the value of goods and services to be taken into consideration, the value of goods and services. That means in a secondary sector, 8 cars are manufactured at rupees 10 lakhs each. So it cost 80 lakhs. So the value of goods produced in a secondary sector is 80 lakhs. First thing, so we need to count only the value of goods and services. Second one is we need to count the value of final goods and services. That is, to make a biscuit packet, we need wheat flour, oil, sugar. But these are the intermediate goods. These are the raw material used to produce a biscuit packet. So we need to take up only the value of biscuit packet, which is the finished good or a final good. Whereabout, if we take up the value of wheat flour, sugar, or oil, it leads to a double counting. We need not take the value of intermediate goods. Only we need to consider the value of finished good or a final goods. So the value of goods and services produced in each sector is taken up. So total production from each sector is taken up and summed up, what is called as a gross domestic product. So that is the value of final goods and services produced within a country in an year, in a particular year. So 3 things you have to keep it in mind in in calculating GDP. There is a gross domestic product. So first one is a final value of goods and services. Second one, it should be produced within the country. And the third one is in an year. So the value of the final value of goods and services produced within a country in an year is known as gross domestic product. And this task is taken up by central government ministry. It is measured by a central government ministry. So today we have come to the end of the session. In the next session, we are going to take up the second part of this chapter. for easy learning, you need to read the textbook thoroughly and underline the important points, and you can easily grasp the whole lesson. Thank you and have a great day.